Welcome to the Working Women's Channel. My name is Clara Capano, and we're going to share the real secrets to success. Come on in. Welcome to today's episode of the Working Women Channel. Today we are going to be diving in and talking about the power and importance of being able to adapt and pivot in the face of change on our path to success. And today I have with me my dear friend, Tamar. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very
My
excited.
pleasure. I know you surprised me when you said you would fly in because you live in Phoenix right now.
Yes.
So you had a nice little trek here to come in.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I was so excited. I wanted to be here so much.
I know.
So.
It means a lot to me, so thank you. I'm really excited to talk with you because you have a unique story. And so we're going to dive into that and talk about that and how you've had to pivot and change. So what I would love to do is start a little bit with, talking about your road to success. And what were some of the challenges maybe that you faced and how you overcame them?
Yes, well, I actually changed my profession. It's a really big change to change a profession, to move to a different country and to move to different states. So I moved a lot throughout my life. And of course, there is a lot of moving parts when you're moving to a different country. When I moved to US, I didn't even speak English that well. I had a very good career in my country of Georgia. I was a dentist, but me and my husband wanted to do more. So we moved to US, a country of dreams. Mm-hmm. And the first challenge that I had was about adapting to environment. Mm-hmm. It was a culture, different people, and having 3 children. It was a lot of different challenges. It was different environment, dealing with my everyday life, and kind of doing both, being successful as a woman, as a mother, as a wife. Mm-hmm. So if there is any particular side you wanted to talk about?
Well, I think it's just, again, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery, first of all, for you and your husband to decide to relocate. You're not just relocating across town, you were relocating countries and having your kids. How was that for you? How did you deal with and come to terms about leaving a career? Because again, being a dentist, there's a lot of schooling, you had your own business. To be able to let that go, was that hard for you?
It was hard at the beginning because when we started talking about this, we were like, are we ready to do that? And we were in our 20s. So we have 2 choices: to stay in our country and kind of stay in our comfort zone, or just move to a different country and really to chase our dreams. Mm-hmm. And we had responsibilities also. We had 2 children. And I remember we were just driving in the car, me and my husband, and we're talking about it. And and he asked me, how do you envision your life in 1 year, or like in 2 years, or in 3 years? Do you want to stay here and kind of live a comfortable life, or you want to, move to a different country and kind of challenge yourself? And all of a sudden I had this enlightening feeling inside of me. I was like, I want to do it. I want to move. I want to try something new and to challenge myself. And there was a moment when we decided, we were like, okay, let's just do that.
And then again, one was an adaptation to be able to leave Georgia and then come to the United States. But then even here in the United States, you've lived in 3 different parts. You were on the East Coast, then you moved to California, and then now in Phoenix. So, every time, do you feel like you have to reinvent yourself every time?
Yes. First, when you first move to a different country, I think you have a cultural shock. Mm-hmm. And it's language. And you have that feeling of being lonely. And when the people talk about depression, I did have that. I'm a very positive person. But when I think right now, the way I was feeling back then, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. It is really challenging at the beginning, but then you kind of getting used to it. And but when I look back I remember everything so well in a good, positive way, because it was great experience meeting so many different people, doing going to so many different places, experiencing life, just live the life to the fullest. And you have to be persistent, and you have to find the power inside of yourself to kind of keep going. Because whatever, life is not always perfect, and adapting to new environment can be challenging, but it also gives you confidence, and you feel like no matter where you go, you can always be successful and feeling confident.
And I think it's a decision. When you
Yeah.
decide that you're going to be successful, it doesn't matter what happens because you're going to find a way and you're going to face it as an opportunity.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and there's so many things I want to talk about and so many things I want to ask you. But I remember when you and I met for the first time and we were having dinner together, and I remember saying, "Oh wow, she moved here from another country. Oh wow, she was a dentist and she gave that up to
was a
move here.
lot.
Oh, she runs her own company. Oh, and the company that she runs is still in Georgia. How do you do that? How do you manage, running your company that is in another country that is on a completely different time zone? How do you, and then still be there for your family?
Yes.
How do you do that?"
Well, especially when it comes to the family and having children, and having your business or having your profession, that can be so challenging at the times, because you're kind of asking yourself, am I a good mom? Am I a good professional? And you're kind of always in between. You have this feeling of being guilty. I did have that, and it was kind of dragging me down. And then I realized that it's never perfect. You just do your best. So that's what I do every morning. I just wake up and thinking, just being thankful for what I have in my life, and just dive in and just do my best.
And I think that that's a really powerful message, because it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's not about doing everything. It's, again, how can I show up and be my best?
Yes.
Now, talking about your family and moving and raising your children, how do you think the transition has been for them in moving to these different places? How do you think, what are some of the lessons maybe that you think you've passed on to them to help them?
Well, actually, I was thinking a lot about that. I love having conversations with them and going into the depth and how they really feel. One thing is that if they show really how they feel, because they want to kind of, being goofy and kind of having this happy face, but I always like to talk to them and kind of being honest about their real feelings. We had a lot of conversations about that, and there were moments when I was thinking and regretting. I was like, it's not a good idea to move little kids around so much. But now when I look at them, they had great experience as well. They had life in Georgia. They've seen life in Georgia, in Europe, in US. Now they can compare. They're cosmopolitans.
Right.
They know that the same thing. Wherever they go, they can always find the people who think like they do, and kind of not being judgmental, and being accepting of others. Doesn't matter which country they are from.
I think those are
So,
beautiful lessons.
yes.
Builds a lot of strength and resiliency in them as well.
Resilience, that's a great word. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
fantastic.
resilience.
So, as a businesswoman and, running your own business, if you were to be talking to a woman that was getting ready to start her own business, what might be some of the things that you wanted to share with her? What are some things that a new female business owner should be considering?
I would definitely encourage them. I would say just go for it. Having your own company, having people work for you, first of all, that gives you a lot of freedom of do other things, gives you a lot of power in your hands. You feel like you are the one who is in charge of your life, of your profession, of your success, and it's totally up to you. And it gives you a feeling of being powerful. You can go as far as you want. There is nothing impossible.
So true.
Because when you work, I worked at the dental office. I worked with other people. It was like great experience for me, but I didn't feel fulfilled. I felt like, yes, okay, I'm a dentist. I have a good salary. I'm doing fine, but I'm capable of more. I have more, you know, power inside of me. I can do better. I can do greater things. So that was what kind of pushed me to go to, you know, business. And I'm so happy I made that decision.
Yeah.
Because, you know, business world is unlimited. And I think I always encourage women to go to the business because they have more resilience, they have more patience, they can take care of their company as well as they take care of their children. They can cherish their company. That becomes their lifestyle. It's not just work, it's their lifestyle. And they can give their 100%. They can be smart, they can be, you know, bossy, or I don't like that.
Assertive. We could,
Assertive.
yeah.
Yeah, assertive. Assertive, but that's fine. There were moments when I was supposed to be strict. I was supposed to be kind of, you know, straightforward, and it was kind of hard for me, but I felt like I had to do it.
Yeah.
And you have to be harsh sometimes, but that's what it takes.
And I think if you're harsh or straightforward, but you're coming from a place of love,
Yes.
you know, it comes through, because at the end of the day, you're running a business. You have to get the job done.
Yes.
And it has to get done, but it's in, again, making sure that it's in alignment and you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yes,
And that's
exactly.
something that I've known, that when my bosses or someone has had to sort of come downhearted on me, if I could understand that they were doing it for the betterment of me and my skills or the betterment of the company, it made sense.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you're looking at those. One of the other things that I really loved that you brought up is this idea that you felt you could be more capable and that you
Yeah.
felt you could do more. You were perfectly fine with
Yes.
what you had and you could have stayed there. And that's something that I've always felt inside too. And I know that I always have this drive again to do more. And it's because it's not that I'm not happy where I'm at. I just want to do more. I want to be able to grow. I want to be able to serve on a more global level. And sometimes people don't understand that in me. Have you run across where people sort of
Yes.
question you and try to
Many
pull you
times.
back?
Many times. They were like, you know what, you just have kids. You know, a lot of times I was like, you know, children, you have 3 kids. So, you know, do they miss their mom? You're in a different country and they're different, you know, how do you do that? And it kind of made me feel like I was supposed to be in a box. That's what I was supposed to do, be mom. I know, you know, I missed them a lot of times, but I think you can do both, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that even, well, when I feel fulfilled, I am better mom.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that. I can say that if I feel good as a woman, as a professional, then I'm happy when I go home. I have better communication with my children, with my other half. So yes, there were moments when they would like, you know what, you study all the time. Even today, they're telling me, you still like go to the lectures and you still do new things. And when are you gonna be done? I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe never.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
and again, you know, I always want to be growing and learning new things. And I think what you're saying is so important for other women to hear, is that you can still run your business or show up to work, and you can still be a great wife, mother, friend, all of those, because when you are there, be present.
Yes.
You know, and again, when you are full, when you are happy, you're going to show up with that kind of energy. And I know when Nicholas was younger and I wasn't feeling that wholeness, and I wasn't happy.
Yes.
So I didn't want to be home. And when I was home, I wasn't fully there.
Yes.
And I feel that
I
even though
understand that.
even though I'm on the road, I miss my son when I'm on the road. But I also know that when I'm with him, we have quality time. and I make quality time happen. I make sure that we talk every day and that I am there for him. Oftentimes, again, I go to bed pretty early, and for whatever reason, he loves to talk at 9 o'clock at night when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. But I'm like, no, this is the time.
Yeah.
And it's all about those trade-offs that we have to make.
Yes, exactly. And another thing that you were asking me about, like having business different country, it is very challenging. It is because especially the time difference, it's like 12 hours difference between US and Georgia.
Yes.
And I have to, there's so many sleepless nights. And, my husband would like wake up at night and he'd be like, oh, are you still working? And, with those red eyes, I was so sleepy. But you have to have the passion of what you do. I wasn't even getting tired. I was like, oh, I have to do that. There is a deal I have to make, or I have to sell this, or there's a new company I have to be represented. And that's the fire inside of you. And you don't feel time. You don't feel you're getting tired. That's what I tell to my children, to my daughter who is about to go to university. You have to have passion for something. You have to love what you do. So what I do right now, that's what my passion is. I love that.
That's good.
So
yeah, that passion shows through. I mean, I can even see it in your smile and how your eyes light up.
Yes.
So speaking about that, you have 2 daughters. This show is made not just for women currently in business, but my hope is that it leaves messages for the generations to come. So being the mother of 2 daughters, what would be some of your dreams for them and for other young women?
Oh, there is a lot of this is something we're very passionate about, our family, because the first of all, I tell them to just follow their hearts, just to feel, just to find what they love, find the passion, find something that starts fire, and then just try to push yourself and just work hard, because it really does pay off at the end. And doesn't matter, like me, and when they see me, one thing is when you tell something to your children, another thing what they see. And they see me working, and they've seen me like being up all night, and that's the example they should give them, that there is nothing impossible. Running businesses in different countries is also possible. Taking care of 3 children is possible. Moving to different countries is possible, and you can still do your best. Just do your best. Don't think about being perfect. There's nothing is perfect. Just when you go at night and in bed, like before sleep, just be like, you know what? I was a better person today. I did. Just say thank you to the universe. This is also very important.
Yeah.
So take a moment.
Part of being successful is also taking care of yourself. So in running a business, having a marriage, having 3 kids, what are some of the things that you do to take care of yourself?
I think this is one of the most important things, and a lot of times women don't really think that way. They think that children come first and husband comes first, but that's not how it is. You have to put yourself care, your self-love is as important as your family. Because I had moments when I was like, I would just all day I would spend in my bed, just don't look my best. But I feel like when I take care of myself, it makes me feel happy. It makes me feel fulfilled. It makes me feel more confident. So this is it's as important as doing other things. So we have to definitely, put ourselves first.
I would agree with that completely. So in looking over everything that you've been able to accomplish and how you've grown, what would you say is something that you are most proud of?
Well, this maybe sounds really odd, but most proud of I'm of my children still. That's what I'm most proud of. Because at the end of the day, doesn't matter how much, I succeed, how much, financial gain, whatever I do in my life, the feeling of gratitude is the biggest feeling, is that having 3 amazing children and seeing them every day, being such a good, kind, humble people who are also driven and wanting to do their best, that makes me the happiest.
That's awesome.
This is what I'm most thankful of.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you've accomplished so many amazing things, and your story is not even close to being over. So what's next for tomorrow?
Oh, we have a lot of big plans. Well, the company that I have right now is in Georgia, so we're thinking to expand, to open new locations, to maybe to move to different country like Armenia, Azerbaijan, around that area. So we kind of want to take care of the whole region. So that's our ambitious.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes. What would I say to my children? Keep being, as great as you guys are, because they give me so much power. They give me so much love and support, and I don't know what I'm going to do without them. Yeah, really.
Well, they'll still be there. It'll just, again, look different, and it'll be another chapter for adapting.
Yes.
So, well, I'm so grateful that you have come into my life. Again, we've only been friends for a short time, but in that time, we've gotten to know each other pretty well. And I'm in awe of everything that you've been able to create and the messages that you have and the amount of grace that you have in all you do. You are so open and accepting, and this idea that everything is possible, I completely feel that when I work with you. And when I sit down and talk with you, it makes me believe that everything is possible too. So I wanted to say thank you for those gifts and everything you're doing. In getting ready to close up, is there any last messages or any last words that you want to share with our viewers?
With women out there, we're just talking about women here. I would just say, just being persistent. I would say, just don't give up, because sometimes things don't happen the way we, expect, but there is always a right time. If something doesn't happen today, doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Or maybe it wasn't supposed to happen. This is also like one of the lessons I learned, that don't rush. Just be persistent, just be determined, and success will come.
Yeah.
That's what would I say.
Oh, that don't rush. That is so important. That's a challenge. I want it now. So learning how to slow down but not give up at the same time.
Not give up, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again for being here. I really appreciate you sharing your story and your time with us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It was great.
Wonderful. Well, viewers, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm hoping that you found as much value in our talk as I did. And I think the biggest lesson that I took away is that even in the face of adversity, even in the face of change, everything is still possible. So thank you so much for joining us today, and remember, you can watch all of our shows and get all of your clarity at www.claracapano.com.